In case you guys have missed it, Donald Trump's legal troubles in relation to the Mar-a-Lago documents case have been heating up significantly. And we have new reaction from Trump, as well as new information about a meeting between Trump's lawyers and the Department of Justice, who is spearheading the investigation into Trump's documents in Mar-a-Lago. All right. So before I jump into the article, I just want to remind you guys to be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It helps out a lot with the algorithm. All right. So we got report. Donald Trump's lawyers spent Monday begging the DOJ to not indict him. Donald Trump experienced a unique phenomenon that for his first 70-odd years on Earth, he'd managed to avoid. Actual consequences for his behavior. In this case, felony charges for the hush money deals he paid in the run-up to the 2016 election. Not surprisingly, Trump did not enjoy the experience and would no doubt like to avoid it happening again. But unfortunately for the ex-president, that's not up to him, and he may soon be going 2 for 2. NBC News reports that the grand jury that has been hearing evidence in special counsel Jack Smith's investigation of Trump's handling of classified documents is expected to meet in Washington again this week, according to people familiar with the matter. While it is obviously impossible to know if the grand jury will choose to indict the ex-president, who is currently seeking a second term in office, the situation certainly does not sound great for the former guy, given that over the course of the last several weeks, we've learned that the Justice Department has a recording of Trump saying he decided to hang on to classified material concerning a potential attack on Iran, and suggesting that he would like to share it, but per CNN, is aware of limitations of his ability post-presidency to declassify records. A Mar-a-Lago staffer who helped move boxes at the resort, seemingly at Trump's request, allegedly asked around the time the Trump organization was subpoenaed for footage of the club, how the security cameras worked and how long images remained stored in the system. We have Trump attorney Evan Kukuran was steered away from searching for classified documents in order to comply with a government subpoena from beyond the Mar-a-Lago storage room, despite the fact that a subsequent FBI raid uncovered classified documents in Trump's office. Smith's team has roughly 50 pages of notes from the Kukuran revealing, among other things, that he advised Trump against retaining any government documents after the subpoena was issued, i.e. Trump was made well aware of what he was and what he was not allowed to do. The National Archives and Record Administration gave the DOJ 16 records that Trump had knowledge of the correct declassification process while he was president and did not follow it. Everyone from Trump's pals to his lawyers think an indictment is on the horizon. Okay, so a lot of stuff that's come out in relation to the documents case in the last few weeks. And what kind of starting to freak out a little bit. And we can see evidence of it nearly every day on his Truth Social website, as we'll get into here in a bit. All right. Speaking of the ex-president's legal team, his lawyers were reportedly in Washington today to make their case, per the Washington Post. Attorneys for Donald Trump came to the Justice to make their case that the government should not charge the former president in connection with his possession of classified documents after leaving office. A person familiar with the situation said. The lawyers at the meeting were Lindsay Halligan, John Rowley, and James Trusty, according to multiple people familiar with the discussion, all of whom spoke to discuss it. I could never say that word. It's not clear what the outcome of that sit-down was, but it does appear that Trump seems to have a sneaking suspicion about how things are going to play out if this outburst is any indication. How can DOJ possibly charge me, who did nothing wrong, when no other presidents were charged, when Joe Biden won't be charged for anything, including the fact that he has 1,850 boxes, much of it classified, and some dating back to his Senate day, even when Democrat senators are shocked. Also, President Clinton had documents and won in court. Crooked Hillary deleted 33,000 emails, many classified, and switch of all time. Okay, so a lot of whataboutism here from the former president. What about this? What about that? Well, first off, Joe Biden completely cooperated with the DOJ's search request of the documents that were discovered at his Delaware estate, he complied immediately with their request and did not do anything to slow them down or to mislead them or to say that, to dissuade a search from happening in certain parts of his office. Like we just read up here, there's evidence that that's exactly what Trump tried to do with the DOJ in the Mar-a-Lago case. So he's trying to act like, oh, it's exactly the same thing. That's what's happening with Biden's documents. It's not. Okay, nobody in the DOJ and nobody in Washington is pretending that it's even close remotely to the same thing. And then you got President, he's talking about crooked Hillary's 33,000 emails, many classified, and wasn't even close to being charged. It's like, yeah, because Hillary testified for hours and hours and hours and hours during the Benghazi trials and was grilled by Republican lawmaker after Republican lawmaker, and she took it and she answered all of their questions. And what the investigation revealed is that there is no criminal wrongdoing by Hillary Clinton. Did she possibly make mistakes in deciding where to store her emails in what server? And was there possibly the security of the server wasn't the best? It's possible, but they found that there was no criminal liability for Hillary Clinton. Okay, that's what the investigation found. So that's why Hillary Clinton was never charged. Like, I'm not really sure exactly what his point is here, other than just to whataboutism his followers, but I guess that is exactly his point. So yeah, just got some really. And if we head over to today, his Truth Social, we have Trump again reiterating that this is all just an attack out to get him. He says the Marxists and the fascists and the DOJ and FBI are going after me at a level and speed never before seen in our country, and I did nothing wrong. Joe Biden keeps thousands of documents in many locations, some illegally taken from SCIFs while he was a senator, a big portion of which were classified. He didn't want to give them back and still doesn't. Nothing happens to him with same reasonable persecutor who correctly exonerated Mike Pence. I have a much different prosecutor, a Trump hater. Like, dude, Biden's fully cooperated with the investigation. There's no reason, and nobody has any reason to think that Biden is hiding anything from the DOJ, unlike there's evidence of Trump doing. And then he goes on, he says, it's all about election interference. They don't want to run against me. I ran twice. I did much better the second time, getting millions and millions more votes than the first, a record for a sitting president. And I'm leading Biden in the polls by a lot. They are the party of disinformation. They are using the DOJ and FBI against me to rig the 2024 election. They'll hit Hunter with something small to make their strike on me look fair. Nothing about these fascists is fair or honest. Fight. So he brings up the Hunter Biden nonsense, which is like, Hunter Biden's not even a part of the government, okay, first of all. Like, Hunter Biden's a private citizen, okay? And he's got nothing to do with the Biden administration. Nothing to do with the Biden administration. Unlike Ivanka Trump, and unlike Jared Kushner and all of the Trump's family that he brought into the White House. And another thing here is like he's claiming, oh, they don't want to run against me. I ran twice. I did much better the second time. It's like, dude, DeSantis or somebody else is like probably a scarier opponent for Biden in a general election because he doesn't have all this political baggage. He doesn't have all this like stuff he's bringing in, all this baggage he's bringing with him into the election. Now, DeSantis has to get past Trump first to be able to have that shot, and I don't think that's going to happen. But like, there's tons of numbers out there that show that DeSantis would be a far better candidate for the Republicans. So, are they really just going after Trump just because they hate Trump and they want to make Trump look bad, or is it because there's tons of illegal stuff that Trump has done, more so than any other president in the past, and that's why there's so much legal so much legal fallout from these different cases, because no other president has done so much illegal stuff. You have to go all the way back to Richard Nixon, okay? And that was just one incident. That was one incident, right? The Watergate scandal. It wasn't like Trump, like when Nixon had incited an insurrection and then had Watergate, and then like took a bunch of classified documents from the White House after he was ousted from office, and then refused to hand them over. Like, it's just totally the most illegal president in history, and that's why he's being investigated. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys on this one. I want to really thank you guys for watching the video, and please be sure to like and subscribe. It helps us out a lot, and I'll catch you in the next one. All right, peace.